Viewers, welcome to my live show. This is a live program. If you have any question, please feel free to call to the studio number appear on the screen, which is 020-3787-9200. My name is Suhail Ahmed. I'm a solicitor at SWF Solicitor. Today I'll speak about mainly the good character requirement. Now, this is the talk of the town. Many of you know that illegal entry considered as a disqualified by the policy guidelines published last week. And in addition to the illegal entry, I will also address a few points which is also important to know regarding good character requirement for naturalization or British citizenship application. So viewers, firstly let me take you, which is very concerning outcome which many of us has give our statement, position, explanation regarding the illegal entry, especially for those asylum seekers who enter UK through boats or by lorry or different illegal way, use deception or fake document, which is considered as illegal entry. Now, this is what the concerning, and everyone want to know what exactly mean by this by the Home Office. And I would like to take you to the screen, and this is what the Home Office guidelines is. Let me take you. So the Home Office guidelines said illegal entry: any person applying for citizenship from 10 February 2025 who previously entered UK illegally will normally be refused regardless of the time that has passed since the illegal entry took place. So if anyone apply for British citizenship from 10 February 2025, and if you're entry to the UK anytime, whether within these 10 years or 20 years, if your entry to the UK is illegal way, say for example by boat, by lorry, or by using fake document or using someone else's identity, your citizenship application will be refused on the basis of illegal entry. Now, the second paragraph, which is dealt with those has already applied for citizenship before 10 February 2025 and the application is pending, and for them where the illegal entry is a factor will continue to have their application reviewed to determine whether that immigration breach should be disregarded for the purpose of good character assessment. So those who already applied before 10 February, or if your application is pending, you should be also concerned regarding the good character, and I think you should get advice from a qualified lawyer what mitigating factor step you can do to overcome. Remember, good character requirement, good character, if you have a bad record, that can be overcome if you have a contribution to the society, contribution to the community. Say for example you were volunteering different charity, doing work for the community, then that will be a mitigating factor and you can overcome some minor issues in relation to the good character. So I will advise you to take advice from your lawyer, or if you don't have a lawyer, book a consultation with any lawyer and get some advice that this is what I had issue and my application is pending, what I can do at this circumstance. Now viewers, I will speak also about other than illegal entry. I'll speak about also what are the other good character. Not all of this, which time will not allow me, but but the very basic, which is a debt or a fine, driving offences, minor criminal offences, caution, whether in the UK or outside the UK, how it will affect your British citizenship application. Even if it is an immigration breach or the term of condition of your visa, benefit fraud. Now, all this is important. So let me go one by one. And viewers, if you have any question, please feel free to talk with me. You don't need to mention your name or address. Everything you can keep confidential. Just feel free to call to the studio. The number appear on the screen, 0203 7879200. Now, other than the illegal entry, what about the fixed penalty notice? Before that, I would like to give a background of the good character requirement, where it's come from and why it is in it. So the requirement for the person to have a good character in order to naturalize as a British citizen is set out the Schedule 1 of the British Nationality Act 1981. Now, what is the good character requirement? What is the definition of good character is not defined by the act itself. However, the policy guidelines, immigration rules, define and explore. There is a factored example where the decision maker need to take into account to assess the good character. And these are the assessment. So first, I already spoke about illegal entry, which was not in the good character requirement. However, the policy guidance published on 11th February. Now, this is an important factor taking into account the decision maker. Surprisingly, when the Home Office make any policy or they enact any law by the Parliament or any policy guidelines, they always keep a transitional period. Means this will be applicable from now on who will in a newcomer, but those who are already in these rules, they will be unaffected. However, in this application, in this case, illegal entry is basically those who has already applied, it applicable to them, and those who already enter in the UK, they will be also a victim of these immigration rules, which is I have not seen. And there will be a lot of challenge judicial review in future, because probably many of you don't know about this law, and you came in the UK. Now they make the law to make you not to be naturalized a British citizen. So that is one issue. But anyway, let me go through the other area, primary, very common issue of many people, those who are in the UK. They have, it's like if you get a fixed penalty notices, penalty charge notices from DBLA or police, penalty notices for this order. These are the areas. So what happens if you receive a fixed penalty notices? Now, well, if you receive a fixed penalty notice or driving offences, generally if it is one, this normally Home Office is not a rule to refuse it. However, say for example, you get a penalty notice, you haven't paid the penalty, and then later DBLA prosecute you, and then it's become a criminal offence. In that case, this is become a issue for factor for the good character, and the Home Office may refuse your application for naturalization. However, if you pay the fixed penalty, then Home Office will disregard it. On the other hand, if you continuously multiple fixed penalty if you receive within a short period of time, and that demonstrate that a disregarded for the law, and therefore demonstrated someone is not having a good character. So this is important. So if you regularly receive fixed penalty notices, driving offences, point on your driving license, that could be an issue for good character. So you have to be very careful about it. The other thing is, if you apply for naturalization application, and if you have a fixed penalty, even only one, or if you have driving offences, if you don't disclose it in your application form, in that case, again, this is a serious matter, and Home Office may refuse your application for naturalization if any undisclosed penalty. All right. So this is briefly fixed penalties. And what are also important it is to disclose this fixed penalty or penalty charges or minor offences is not only in the UK, even if it is in overseas. This is also a matter for the Home Office to take into account. How about the fine? A fine count is a criminal conviction and form of part of a personal criminal record, with exception of fiscal fines and under the Scottish law. Now, if all the fine must declare and failure to declare may result in the application being refused on the ground of deception. So, if the court, if the court give a fine, and if you don't disclose it, that is the issues. If you don't disclose it, of course, you will be in trouble. Again, how you can overcome in case of you have a couple of fine. Again, I said that you need, if you have a contribution for the community, engage with positive activities, that will mitigate the negative factor of your character. So if you have any issue relating to your character, good character, fixed penalty, fine, or even minor criminal caution, I'll advise you, speak to a lawyer, disclose your everything, confidentiality, and get advice how you can overcome, what you should do. There is a way to mitigate this. There is a way to overcome this rather than get a refusal. Because if you refused, might be even you could ban again for 10 years. You fail to disclose this matter to the Home Office. How about debt? Many people take loan from bank, take the overdraft, credit card, personal loan from someone. Does it consider a negative or a bad character for your naturalization application? Well, in that case, generally an application will not normally be refused simply because of a person is in debt, or especially financial difficulty, or a loan repayment have been made as agreed, or if acceptable effort are being made to pay off accumulated debt. So if you try your best to pay off the debt, there is no problem. Even if you have debt, application will be not refused. However, where a person deliberately, recklessly build up debt and there is no evidence of a serious intention to pay them off, the application will normally refused. So, you have to be very careful how you managing your finance. So this is, and in the application you have a question: do you have any civil judgment against you? Now, if you have a civil judgment against you, civil court, not a criminal court, this is also an issue for your character, good character requirement. Now, if you pay off the loan, if you pay off the court judgment, £5,000 or £1,000 court to pay, if you pay, fine, disclose it in the application form. But if you don't pay and that's led to a prosecution, that is a matter of also a good character, a factor for good character. And again, if you don't disclose it, your application could be refused. Now, naturalization application is very important, is the final stage, final application for your life to settle in the UK. Therefore, if you have any issues, please, before make the application, speak to a lawyer, and that will help and secure your future to become a British citizenship. Now, the next one will be very important to everyone, every single immigrant to know what is the immigration breaches. Now, the good character requirement in relation to immigration breaches is very important, because many even the all the refugee, most of the refugee, let's put the illegal entry one side. Most of the refugee, students, work permit, care worker, skilled worker visa, other point-based system, family, many of them are in this situation of breach of immigration law. Now, if someone breach the immigration law, what are the issues? Now, an immigration breach where a person has failed to comply with the immigration requirement, for example, failing to comply with condition attached, a grant of permission to enter or stay in the UK. So, for example, you came on a student visa, You have permission to work 20 hours. However, you're working more than 20 hours, so you breach condition of your visa. You came in the UK, care worker, but you're working somewhere else. Again, breach of immigration law. You are a refugee. You got permission to work in the UK, only shortage occupation. However, you working other employment which is not within the list of shortage occupation. Again, you breach immigration law. Accessing public fund when you are not, you don't have access to public fund. Failing to report without a reasonable excuse. Assisting illegal immigration. Hiring illegal worker. Failing to comply with the requirement of immigration EU regulation. So these all within the immigration. This is all, for example. Now, if the Home Office has a record of immigration breach and failing to comply with immigration requirement within that 10 years before the date of decision, will normally be a reason to refuse an application for British citizenship on the grounds for not meeting the good character requirement. So, if you had an immigration breach, if you are, say, for example, you breach, you're working more than 20 hours while you are a student full-time education, I'll advise you, before you make the application, naturalization application, speak to a lawyer. Why you should speak to a lawyer again? I said, if you have an issue of good character, if you should take step to mitigate that factor on your character. How you can do it? You can involve with the community, engage with the community, do voluntary work, charity. When you apply, get a couple of reference letter from local authority, from the community, people in good standing in the community. You can work in the charity, you can work in the mosque, get a reference letter, attend in different community activities. If you involve with the community, if you contribute in positively in the community, that will help to overcome your the factor in your good character requirement. So these are the main things to consider when someone applying for, when intend to apply for naturalization. Other than also, if you have a criminal record, well, of course, if you have a criminal conviction, even if you have a caution, police caution, also this is also a factor for the assessment of the good character requirement. What you have to do, look, if you have a caution, you should disclose it, seek an apology, explain the circumstance, what happened, and what circumstance you face, and what are the mitigating factors taken. Other thing is also important to understand that if you have a continuous or a multiple caution from the police, this is very important. In that case, the Home Office position will be, well, if you are a persistent offender, and the thing is you disregarded the law and you are not a person having good character. So those who are in the UK, very careful when you breach an immigration law. You should be careful about your future, and please seek independent legal advice or from any lawyer. Get an advice about your situation. Viewers, again, my name is Suhail Ahmed. I'm a solicitor at SWF Solicitor. If you have any question, please feel free to call me or make an appointment at our office. We have office in London and Milton Keynes, so I'm available also online. So if you live anywhere outside London or outside Milton Keynes, please feel free to call and book an appointment about telephone or video call. And this is all about today. I wish all you good luck, not to face trouble, but the many people are wonder, especially for our asylum community. And I also would like to, it's not illegal, but the thing is, we come by way of conversation, is the Home Office is currently carry out a lot of raid in businesses, workplaces, just to find out whether people are working illegally. And why they are doing so, going to take the crackdown illegal migrant. The reason is, if you look into the, let's take an example from USA. The Trump, who is the president, Mr. Trump is the president of the United States, and his ideology is anti-immigrant. He's tried building the wall of the during Mexico and all the policy reviews. So now in the UK, if you look into the Reform Party, the Reform Party led by Nigel Farage, they are taking over Labour and Conservative, and their membership, their popularity increased significantly compared to Labour and Conservative. Now the Home Office the Labour Party in government, and they are taking the more likely the surprising the way in America Mr. Trump take over the US president, the same way Reform Party Mr. Nigel Farage going to be probably the next prime minister, because the way they are growing is very concerning. And why? If you look in the Reform Party manifesto, their policy, you will see they are very hard on immigration. And so everyone knows the way the Nigel Farage led the Brexit, majority people voted. And now their concern is here. Unless they become strict on immigration, control the immigration, their future is not very well. Rather, the Reform Party is going to lead the country. And that's why they are in very hard line, strict line. And you will see within few days a lot of strict rules is coming. Now many immigrant people likes Labour Party because Labour Party is a friendly party for immigrant. From my experience and whatever my understanding is, in my opinion, is not to be the case. Look at this currently what the rules making by the current Home Secretary and the Labour Party is appear to be more stricter rules than the Conservative during Rishi Sunak or Boris Johnson. So the main point is here to tackle the Reform Party. Labour Party going to harder line for their political future, and that's why they are carried out a lot of raid, track down illegal migrant, illegal working. So you will see a lot of raid. Now many people are concerned about it. I'm concerned too, because I work in different community, and majority of my client from other like Vietnams. So I'm seeing every day I'm getting some consultations, some booking, someone arrested here and there. So the situation is not very well. Everyone, make sure you work legally, you have right to work, especially the business. Also make sure when you recruit someone, they have right to work. And right to work, so when someone have, you can verify it. If you can use the share code. Some cases their share code is not available. So for example, if someone visa expire and you make an application, you will not get your share code. So what you can do, you can ask the Home Office what is your immigration status. There is a form you can fill up online and you can submit it, and Home Office will reply, and then you can use it to your employer to verify you have right to work. There is also other system. Anyway, those who visa expire, or if you make an application on time, you have right to work, and current condition will continue under sections 3C of Immigration Act to 1971. So this is what all about today. Again, viewers, I will end. This is my final message. If you need any assistance regarding immigration, family law, or lease, or any other legal matter, please feel to contact us. My name is Sohail Ahmed. I'm a principal solicitor at SWF Solicitor. We have office in London and Milton Keynes. Also, we provide services throughout the whole UK via Zoom or telephone consultation. This is all for today. Take care, everyone.